Back to Belleville, broadcast of social media accounts of the 15 Lens Conversation. We're back with girls basketball head coach Kemezys. Thanks for taking time to join me.
Awesome. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate you being here.
It's crazy. Last time we talked was the start of the season. Now we're already almost over.
Yeah, right. It's kind of that light at the end of the tunnel part. It's that long time where January feels like it's about 90 days long. But we're in a good spot right now where we're kind of going into the end of or the second half of conference where we're going to see a lot of teams for the second time here. So it'll kind of be a good mark to see how we've grown. We were just talking last night. Had a tough loss to a really, really good Muscuda team. But a team like Muscuda, a team like Modern Day that we played where they're kind of that upper level where I think we could be. But we're just, a few possessions away, a few shots away from that. So that's kind of where we're looking to see where our growth goes in the last stretch of the season here. So.
Let's talk about that Muscuda loss. It was a tough 7-point loss.
Yeah. I mean, we started off 7-0 run to begin the game, or maybe even 9-0. I can't remember. But yeah, we had a stretch there in the second quarter, kind of towards the end, that we went on a little drought, and they got some buckets that put us down a little bit. I thought we closed out the second quarter well. We had a last-minute push that we executed very, very well going into halftime, but then came out third quarter, and I mean, it was missed layups and a few missed free throws and just turnovers, so we just had some empty possessions, and they were able to capitalize on the other end. So, it's kind of what we talked about. If we want to keep maturing and keep growing, it's when we're going through those droughts of scoring and figuring out how we got to get stops then to make up for it. So.
Yeah, well, you said you started off 7-0 run, then you finished the fourth quarter with a 19-9 run, but just the second and third not completely.
Yeah. Fourth quarter again, it was kind of. Backs against the wall, nothing to lose, and we're pressing and pressuring. And, we kind of talked about how that sense of urgency we need to be able to carry throughout an entire game. And that's tough. That's tough no matter what age, no matter what level you're playing. I mean, playing with that kind of intensity for, the full 32 minutes is hard. But, that's where we're looking to see and show them, like, hey, look what you were able to do here at the end as far as your scoring capability and getting stops when we needed them. So if we can carry that throughout an entire game, that would be awesome. But yeah, the middle quarters really hurt us.
Let's talk about Sophia Tantillo. She put up 14 points, and I mean, she does a really good job running the point.
She does. I mean, I could go on and on about Sophia, and 14 points last night is really good for her. But she's somebody who her play is not always in the stat book, and if you only looked at online stuff, you only look at stats, you might not even know that much about her, but you watch a game and she's the one that stands out because she has her hand in every single play, and I mean, she just knows what the entire team needs to be doing. She knows every position on the court. She knows where people need to be. She's still obviously can make some crazy passes sometimes because she has that vision, but just can't always execute it. But I just can't say enough for her hard work and her mentality that just. I mean, she is a huge part of any success that we ever have.
Let's talk about scoring. Ari Brierson, before the Highland tournament, was decent games, and in the Highland tournament, she put up 25 in those 2 games. She's starting to find her footing offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Ari's somebody who, I mean, she can go out and get a bucket, and that's someone where we're looking for her. Taylor Smith, I mean, they're kind of our people who, we rely on them for scoring, and we want them to kind of have that mentality a little bit more. That to know that we are looking for them, and they can't always hide on possessions or try to pass the ball up, but that we want them to be able to attack and finish a little bit better. So she's really come along the second half of the season. I've been really proud of her that her mentality shifted a little bit, and even on the defensive end, that she has some really good possessions for us, and she brings some intensity.
The player you mentioned, Taylor Smith, her, Jada Williams, and Kamari Davis are all freshmen or sophomores. I'm interested to see how much they grow and develop over this next season.
Yeah, same here. We've got some really good underclass that I think this year has been a good growing opportunity for them. I mean, even from the beginning of the season to the end, especially Taylor Smith. I think we talked last time on kind of her transformation, how she's really stepped up and come out of her shell. But yeah, our younger kids, same thing, with Kamora and Jada, our posts inside. It's hard having a freshman and sophomore post that play all of our post minutes compared to, there's times that we're going up against these huge senior posts who are really experienced. But it's also fun to kind of see, I mean, they're growing immensely just in one game. And so I think, Jada's basketball IQ is growing, Kamora's strength and confidence and kind of that beast mentality that we talk about is really growing in her. So that's been a big help for us too.
Let's go back to that week where you guys played East St. Louis and Collinsville, 2 comeback victories. How much did it mean to those girls in the locker room?
It was huge. I mean, we had really good feelings after those. I mean, those 3 conference wins with Eastside, Collinsville, West that were right in a row. I mean, that was a big momentum shift for us. Great for us to kind of put up those numbers in conference of us, kind of middle of the pack teams for us to show that we're at the top of that. So that's what I'm looking to get back to that confidence. We kind of had a little lull there at Highland where a modern day game that kind of got away from us, and then tough game against Collinsville. So I'm hoping that we can kind of grow back on that success. And, again, we're going to see Eastside and West coming up here again. So it'll be good to see how we, can hopefully defend those wins against them again.
So let's talk about this point at last year. You guys are 7-12. Last year, you guys at this point were 4-15. You guys improved a lot and played a lot closer games.
Yeah. I mean, I think even the record only a three game difference, which it is a big deal for us. But just our level of play has grown so much from last year that we're in every single game. I mean, there's a few games here that have gotten away from us, but most of our games, I mean, we've been right there or nipping at the heels of teams, and it might just be a little stretch here or there that teams go on, but I'm just really proud. I mean, I think that comes from our senior leadership and the juniors who have grown over the last year to kind of step up and say that we wanted this year to be different. I think they put the work in. I think they're showing that every day in practice, and it's shown there in game day too.
You guys host Belleville West on Tuesday. You guys have played them twice so far, beat them both times. What do you know about them?
Oh man, they're scrappy. I mean, it's a city rivalry game. It's always tough, but they are not very big. They're small and scrappy and fast, and they'll get after it on the inside. And they really like to drive in there and try to either get scores in the paint or get some kick-out shots on open threes. But it'll also be our senior night on that Tuesday night, so we're hoping we get a good home base, good crowd for Belleville West senior night, all that. So. We hope to get some momentum going in there, and we know it'll be tough, especially when you play a team 3 times, conference rival 3 times. It's tough to beat any team 3 times, like they say. So we'll definitely have to bring our game, but I got a good feeling about it.
What's it like being able to beat your rival 2 times, now hopefully 3 times?
Yeah, I mean, don't jinx us, but it feels good. I think that it's those games where our girls know their girls a lot more, and there's kind of that like game within the game. So it is a different mentality that we try to tell the girls, like, you got to make sure that we're just keeping our heads on straight and doing what we're supposed to be doing no matter what. So, but it is fun to kind of see that extra little chip on our shoulder when we play against a team like that, because that's why you play. You want to play in those fun games like that.
Fisherson, Rudolph, what do you feel is like one strength of the team right now and one weakness you guys want to improve on?
Yeah, I think that our strength, we're getting to kind of know each other a little bit better on how we're playing and where we can make good passes. There are some times where we have some really, really good offensive sets that we're making 1, 2, 3 passes and finishing with a good open shot. And then I think that our defensive mentality that we've kind of gone to a 3-2 defense a little bit more. That's been good for us to be able to pressure out on the wings. So again, I think that just overall kind of our intensity has gotten up a level, but kind of what we started with talking about of ways to improve, of just making sure if we can sustain that for a whole game and learn how to play, with that level of intensity or that sense of urgency an entire game, having maybe some scorers step up just a little bit more when we kind of need a big shot like that, and if we can finish the shots that we're supposed to be finishing, I think we'll be a pretty scary team down the stretch. So.
Yeah. Well, Coach, appreciate taking time and joining me. Good luck on the rest of the season.
Anytime, man. Thanks, Steven.
Thank you.